And we're back with another episode of ZBM TV, and this is Mikey,
Zig,
Zach,
and today we're talking about Robocop, the movie, because it just came out again. It's a remake. And today we're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the WTF of Robocop, but mostly before we get into that, let's say about the original Robocop, which originally came out in 1987.
Mm-hmm. The era of the 80s movies.
The era of the 80s. But let's enlighten on the original origin of Robocop from the first movie, Zig.
Alex Murphy just moved in to Detroit. He's new to the police station, and he has a son and a wife. He waves his son goodbye, say, "I'll catch up with you later." He joins his new partner, and they bump into a regular group of idiots that's like
criminals,
whatever it is. Long story short, they separate in the warehouse, and then all of a sudden, guns are blazing. He's all by himself. His partner watching from the distance as they all just gun buck him to the floor, shoot him a million times.
The true definition of overkill.
Overkill. The original overkill.
And then finally shoots him in the head.
After all that, he was still standing?
Yes.
After taking every bullet designed for Call of Duty, he originally came back to life. And then they decided, we have an idea. We'll make the Robocop. Now, the funny thing about this movie, it's supposed to take place in the near-distant future of Detroit, making Detroit the worst city in the world, according to this movie.
But at that time, demographically, around that era, Detroit was the worst state. Well, not state, because Detroit's not a state. It's the worst city in America for crime. Right.
And that one thing I kind of bugged you, it's set in the future, yet their cars and everything else looks normal.
I really can't get that mad because we still don't have no jetpacks.
That's just like weird moment for me. It's like, I'm not saying like that, but like no futuristic cars, no videos or whatnot on your phone or something. No,
they did have stuff like that, but I'm just saying
it just felt
it's very all right. I know what you're trying to say. It's very dated. That's
very dated. And then of course, after the original Robocop movie, you had Robocop 2, Robocop 3. Personally, from ZBN TV, Robocop 2 out of the old original series probably be the best one. One that made no sense, and we had to think.
So no, in Robocop 2, there's just sense. It's Robocop versus an evil Robocop.
Yeah, pretty much. And Robocop 3, I don't know what they were thinking. They just put too much in there. Way too much going on.
I wanted to cry when I saw 3. I kept, as soon as he took his helmet off, I was like, "Who is this guy?" I was like 5 when I saw it, so I was like, "Who is this guy? He's not Robocop. Who's that?"
I don't know.
Well, the original actor Peter Weller did the first 2. A lot of
people that was
first
in the original 2 were not in the last one.
Yeah, because even
the third one, not the last.
Well, I'm guessing they like looked at it like, "We ain't doing it," but when they saw the script, it was like, out. That's pretty much what I thought.
Pretty much. The first original Robocop is your typical American sci-fi fiction action movie. Not bad. Those original fans are cool. But now let's go into the remake, which is why we're here today. Remake Robocop and the original story, guys, for the remake 2014 that just came out this week.
Honestly, it's not really a spoiler for the movie. I just feel like they're trying to do a more modern approach to it since they can't really lash out Detroit for their crimes now. From what they did in the 80s.
It's not involving
They're trying to go at a global scale. When you watch the movie at the beginning and stuff like that, they're trying to sell Omnicorp, which is the Omnitech, the whatever.
Omnicorp OCP.
Right. They're trying to sell the product of robots globally.
No,
not globally,
to America.
Right.
Yeah,
to the country.
Yeah, and then we got Samuel Jackson as a Black Bill O'Reilly for some reason.
Yes. Long story short, to the whole scenario of the situation, the whole movie's really trying to show the politics of creating Robocop and him becoming Robocop more than him getting killed or.
Well, to me, that's kind of okay.
Like that.
I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, the movie mainly focuses on the creation of Robocop. A lot of people getting all messed up because it's the original Robocop because the violence in there is rated R. This one's rated PG-13.
Badass, quote unquote.
I mean,
but it still had badass moments.
It does. Yeah. I mean, personally, if you one fight scene is better than all the other fight scenes in all the other movies because of what we have today. Technology today obviously was not there back then.
He pulled the He did pull a Watch Dogs.
He did.
I can say that. Like
when he was hacking all the computer.
He can hack in the original ones too, but now it's more modern based on what he really can do.
Well, in the original one, the only way he could hack was like with this needle thing. But in this one, he's like, he can hack anywhere.
Everything is Wi-Fi'd out.
Yeah.
Which pretty much is more relevant to now anyway, and you can see that hitting more things.
There's one thing that kind of bugs me in the new remake of RoboCop, like. Well, what happens is he gets like fucked up by a car explosion, and like when he gets his new body, he only has his like right hand. I was like, so you couldn't cover that or give him a robotic hand?
They want to make him more human per se, because the whole point of selling RoboCop, because that's what they had to do. The whole point is political. They didn't want machines protecting their people. They wanted a human being to be protecting them. So the more human-like you show, the more they're gonna buy.
I totally understand, but it's just look kind of weird though.
Well, that's what I mean. Like they did choose really good actors to play in this movie.
Yeah, but
I like the story. They did pick
also
great actors, but I like the movie.
The character, Alex, the guy who plays RoboCop,
Alex Murphy,
Joel Kinnaman. He's actually a fresh actor, so I give him credit for that. He did a good job.
I just felt like you just being douche, really, the whole time. I'm a cop, and this is what cops do.
Yes.
I want a cup of Joe. I got my partner get shot. It always happens every time. I don't want to hear this. Don't make it to a drama.
Sounds like a stereotypical cop movie.
Right. I actually like the actor that played Alex Murphy in the first one more than I actually like this one.
Peter Weller.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, Peter.
Weller.
Then again, Alex Murphy in that movie. Again, they both have a suffering aspect to both of them.
Yeah.
But I guess because
also what I liked about this one is that actually we see Alex Murphy's wife and kid. In the the original one, we don't see him. It was like you only see like images, but like. What happened to them for real? What
this does? What it does is for this movie is it creates more of a. It makes you feel like okay, him losing his body, you feel worse. Because when you
Especially
see
when you
the
see
way,
what he looks like.
Oh yeah, this movie when you see the body, like oh,
put me back together, please. He begged. Is this a nightmare? He didn't believe anything else going on.
Yeah, that was a little mess. That was like whoa.
But I really personally don't want to compare it to the original.
You can't. I don't think you really can. I don't think you should. I think you should just go and watch the movie.
Yeah, just don't be one of those people like I like the original better. Just like take it for what it is. Just watch it.
I just really feel like they made this movie to make a sequel.
Yeah, it does feel like they're gonna.
It has the potential.
It has high potential because again, technically, another thing the only thing I didn't really agree with this one is that in the original RoboCop there was more of an actual villain. Where this one, there was a villain, but it wasn't like someone specific.
I feel like it was just henchmen. It was no real core villain that's sadistic and wants to take over like businesses, not like that.
But that's why I feel like they're gonna make a sequel.
Yeah, that has potential. Like in the original, the criminal, the bad guy was the ones that killed them, and like
they were a real syndicate though when they was doing things like the way they murdered people and stuff like that. And this one was a regular drug lord and
dirty cops. And there was dirty cops.
And dirty cops.
So who knows? But who knows? I mean, possibly the way I'm looking at it, eventually he may actually go against the entire company that made him.
Well, he did go up against the CEO of OCP in the remake, Michael Keaton.
But obviously, it's when you're watching the movie, it's you know it's something bigger than that group, and eventually,
or there's going to be a new guy taking over. That can work.
Or it could be an entire government system, but. On a better note, I personally give this movie 7.5 out of 10.
You know what I want from the sequel?
Maybe 7 out of 10.
I'll give it an 8. Leave it at that. Solid 8 for me.
You're going to give it a solid 8?
Yeah, just a solid 8.
That's okay.
Nice.
Nothing more, nothing less.
That's kind.
But I just feel for a sequel, just as much as because America's making these machines. What if another country make a RoboCop?
Right, that would be awesome. That would clash. That would be pretty interesting.
How would that work?
Or basically, because there's crime around the world. So
maybe the next one will be focusing on a different RoboCop.
Right.
And another country, say Russia, that's normally a big country.
Russia,
China, they'll
Japan,
start making their own version of RoboCop. Oh, since the U.S. is sending out all these drones and protecting their people, we want to have our own. So that will call, not a world war, but they're gonna put the two cops together like a competition, but something's always gonna go wrong, obviously, and then they have to bump heads.
Or someone did it. Because remember, at the end of...
That kind of reminds me of G Gundam.
Sort of, yeah, sort of. But remember at the end, the Samuel Jackson whole America's still the greatest country in the world, and it's like so patriotic. You don't think any other country would feel a certain kind of way or look at it? It could again.
Oh, a best example would be in Iron Man 2, where we like Tony showed images of like other countries making Iron Man suits.
That would be a great sequel. But from here on ZBM TV, Mikey 7.5 out of 10.
7.5 out of
Zig 8 out of 10. We're saying check it out. Check it out. If you feel a certain way about it, again, try your best. Because, example, if you can go see all of these superhero movies, which are technically remakes, and you have to give up on that one because they're never going to follow the regular story. So just go check it out. Not bad. I don't think it was a bad movie. I think it was pretty good. Actually, pretty good. Yeah. Story's pretty solid.
And they actually do make references from the 80s movie.
That's true. If you
a lot of puns.
A lot of puns.
Especially the Tin Man.
If you guys feel a certain way about what we're talking about, hey, keep following us on Facebook, Twitter. If your opinion didn't get heard, keep emailing us, checking us out on buzzsprout.com. Other than that, this is Mikey.
This is Zach.
Alex Murphy.
And we're out. Later.